a lot of things said about writing that I just don't agree with. Hey guys, I'm Marlene and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is about writing advice or just writing beliefs that I don't agree with at all. Disclaimer, this is just my opinion. I'm not necessarily trying to give anyone advice here. I'm just saying there are some things that are thrown around quite a bit that I don't know if I completely consent to. The first one is that passive voice is always bad. This one I've heard so many times. There are so many checkers on the internet or tips that you can use to ensure that you don't have passive voice in your book. Now, passive voice is where you put the subject of the sentence at the end of that sentence, or you leave it out completely. So you focus on the object, like an apple had been eaten, rather than he ate an apple, or an apple had been eaten by him. Now look, I understand. I'm not saying every second sentence should be passive voice. Active voice is much better for writing because it puts your reader in the action. That is why it's called active voice. It's not as passive. So I get it, and it does sound better, it does read better. I just don't think you have to eliminate every single instance of passive voice from your book. Are like 5 sentences of passive voice in a whole book really that bad? The next one is that real writers write every day. Look guys, I've been a writer for 14 years. I take my writing very, very seriously. I am a writer, but I don't think there's ever been a period in my life where I've written every single day. If you can do that, if you can set aside words to write every single day and you stick to that goal, that's amazing. You're probably going to be published quicker. But just because you can't write every day doesn't mean you're not a real writer or you're not making progress. If you are working, if you are moving forward and making progress on that WIP, then you are writing and you're doing well. Don't be so hard on yourself. Sometimes your writing muscles are tired and your words come out crappy. It happens. Sometimes you have other responsibilities, you have other goals in your life. You're just really tired. You don't have to be so hard on yourself. You really don't have to write every day. And no, I'm not saying make excuses. Work hard towards your writing if you want it to be a career. But really, chill about the writing everyday thing. Next up is you should only include what is relevant to the plots. Okay, I have a confession to make. I am an overwriter. The book I am currently working on is 120,000 words at the moment, so maybe I should take this advice, but objectively, I don't think it's always true. I think if J.K. Rowling or J.R.R. Tolkien only included what was relevant to the plot, those books would have been much less magical. I think you should include whatever is relevant to your characters' lives. If there's something fantastical in this world that your reader would not be able to experience without you writing it, give them that experience. Write it. If your character sees something that they would definitely notice, then write about it. You should see the world you've created and your story through your character's eyes. So sometimes there are going to be things that is interesting to your character, things that happen that is amazing to read, but that doesn't necessarily have direct link to the plot of your book. Every chapter should end on a cliffhanger. That's the next piece of advice I don't necessarily agree with. There's this idea that a chapter should follow a specific pattern. It should end with a cliffhanger. The next chapter should begin with the character's reaction to that cliffhanger. Then you should have the middle of the chapter lead up to a mini resolution and then end on another cliffhanger. And while this is a great structure, it certainly works, I don't think you should structure every chapter that way. I don't think every single chapter needs to end on a nail-biting cliffhanger. You need to give your readers some kind of break from that suspense. You can't use the same structure for every single chapter. I think that's going to become boring. The next one is one I find more in academia than anywhere else, and that is that real writers don't see writing as a business. They are in it for the craft, for the mystique of it, for the creative and literary expression that it provides, and nothing else. It cheapens writing to think of it as a commodity. And yeah, we all have been there. There is this kind of thing about writing, and I definitely agree, writing is special. But writing is also a business. If you're going to sell your books, it's a business. It is a commodity because people buy it for money. So, yes, if you're just writing as a hobby, if you never have any plans of writing as a career, if you have another career path planned, please, then it's okay. Then you can see writing as that. But don't look down on people who see writing as a business. I know that I want to write part-time and perhaps sometime far in my future full-time. So I have to think of the market. I have to think of pricing and the business side of things. I have to think about what my target audience is and things like that. Honestly, you're going to die of hunger. You don't have to suffer for your art. You can think of it as a business and still cherish it as a form of art. So yeah, that was my little rant for the day. These things are said on AuthorTube, on the author community, on lots of social media, in academia. Like I said with the last one, I studied writing, so I know. But I don't agree with everything that is thrown around, and these are the 5 things that really irk me when people present them as absolute truths. I'm not saying there cannot be truth in them, but it's not necessarily the absolute truth. There's definitely grey area and room for interpretation. So thank you for watching this video, for allowing me to vent my feelings to you guys. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. That lets me know that you want to see more ranting videos from me. Also, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want writing advice videos every single Friday and tons of bonus content. If you want an email notification as soon as I upload, then you have to ring that little bell so you don't miss anything. As always, you can find me on my website, Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, and Twitter. All the links are listed below, and then I'll see you guys next week. Bye!